Thanks for tuning in. Please like, comment, and share this episode with your amazing friends and family. To learn more about amazing people, you can follow us on Facebook at Amazing People of NEPA. To learn more about how you can support our nonprofits efforts with this show, please visit theamazingpeople.org. All charitable donations go directly to helping produce this show and supporting the nonprofits that we feature.
Put in these 10,000 hours, you won't stop us cause we got the power. Whole world is watching and I hope they ready. From here on out, we are legendary. We ain't going nowhere, we'll be standing right here until the end of time, till the end of time.
Today is shaped by our yesterdays. Thanks to Wilkes-Barré Preservation Society, we get to celebrate the legacy of the past in real time. My name is Kurt Savage, and this is Amazing People, NEPA. Tony.
Kurt, how are you, bud?
I'm doing good. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks
Awesome.
so much, man.
Thank you. I'm glad we get the opportunity to meet here.
Looking forward to it, buddy.
Awesome. Look at this property. This is beautiful.
You want to know about this house too?
I'd love to know.
I can tell you about every house in Wilkes-Barre if you'd like to know.
We're going to challenge you on that. Let's go.
Sounds good. Hey, so this is an 1873 carriage house built for horses that were owned by Richard Sharp. It's a great property.
Yeah.
Built in 1873, as I said. You see this road here? The yellow brick road?
Yeah.
This was laid down in 1873 and 4 to bring Mrs. Sharp around the corner from her mansion over here. Wow. There's an enormous mansion that was built by an architect named Bruce Price, who's actually a world famous architect. You probably don't know that name, Bruce Price.
I've never, no.
But I know you're going to know her daughter.
Who's that?
So her daughter's Emily Post, the world famous lady who wrote the etiquette book to tell you how to write thank you notes and be polite to everyone. She was the most influential woman in America in 1950 by Time magazine. Little girl here in Wilkes-Barre.
Does everybody know this? Is this common knowledge?
I've written about it many times, but I like to say that Emily Post learned her manners in Wilkes-Barre, then wrote them for the world in a book.
That's amazing.
Anyway, her father was the architect of this house.
All right.
And you can see how this yellow brick road wraps around down here to West River Street. And so Mrs. Sharp would be brought in with her 4-horse carriage. We'd drop her off, she'd go into her house, and then the horses would come down around to go into the carriage house. And it's wonderful because it is literally around the corner from this project we're going to talk about with the Zebulon Butler House. Pretty fortunate that
You're right
literally
here.
Around the corner
You're
from
literally
this project.
2 steps around the block.
So
Wow.
yeah, let's walk over the River Street and I'll show it to you.
Love it. That wasn't a bad walk at all.
Not at all, right? It's literally around the corner.
Yeah.
Pretty fortunate to have a project like this and not too far to go to work.
Is this the house?
This is the house.
So I noticed the flag's missing a couple stars.
Yeah, just a couple. So that is a 15-star flag, which is the flag that America would be flying on 1793. So remember,
wow.
that's the date of the house. So there were only 15 states in 1793. So that's why we hang a 15-star flag.
Wow. I mean, it's got to be one of the oldest houses in Wilkes-Barre, right?
It is the oldest house in Wilkes-Barre, the oldest residential property left in Wilkes-Barre. The only house of its kind, actually.
I'm excited.
Are you excited? Do you want to go and see it?
Yeah, definitely.
So let me show you the great room.
Where are the walls, Tony?
I know, right? Well, we're doing a lot of work. So we take down, well, remember, this house was the most flooded house in Wilkes-Barre, as opposed to also the oldest house in Wilkes-Barre. So the last time this was redecorated and restored was post 1972. So we took down all the 1972 things, and I have it set up in a way that gives you an idea of what I'm going for in the museum. So like, for example, this wonderful portrait here of William Ross. We just walked on Ross Street, right, where I live.
That's right there, right?
It's kind of amazing that a descendant of William Ross gave us this portrait for the house. I also find it very interesting. In my high school years, I lived in 44 on Butler Street. Now I own the guy's house. Kind of weird, right? I grew up on Butler Street, own the house, now I live on Ross Street, and somehow the portrait came to me from a descendant.
That's in great shape.
But this is the way we're going to set up the house. We're going to show people and interpret 4 generations of the Butler family that lived in this house.
Okay.
So Zebulon Butler is the first guy who has it built. Essentially, it was a log cabin originally. There are pieces of a 1793 log cabin in the floors and around the base of the house. It got encased as a wooden frame house in 1793 by the second generation of the Butlers, called Lord Butler. And this is the second generation that lived here. So this is the son of the original owner, Lord Butler. Got a great name, doesn't he?
He does, Lord?
Lord
L-O-R-D,
Butler, right,
Lord
yeah.
Butler.
It comes from his mother's last name. So his mother was Anne Lord, and then his parents named him Lord Butler. And that name, Lord, keeps going down to, well, there's a couple families in Wilkes-Barre today that are descendants from them that keep the name Lord as a middle name coming down. Yeah, it's very grand.
That is awesome.
Grand. He was the second mayor of Wilkes-Barre, the first president of the town council, state senator, county commissioner, treasurer, sheriff. He did it all.
Everything.
And a brigadier general in the militia. And so, yeah, we'll go down to all the different generations of the Butlers that lived here, but then we're also going to tell very early stories of Wilkes-Barre's history. So let me show you what we're going to do upstairs.
Yeah.
So this was the bedroom for the house. We ripped out the bathroom. It had an old 1972-3 bathroom that we're going to turn into a library. We took closets out that were on either side of the fireplace. And what I want to do is I want to actually encase this with glass bookcases and show material with the word Wilkes-Barre on it.
Oh, yeah?
Anything that has the word Wilkes-Barre on it will be displayed in this room. So, for example, we have a few just things that are around that were gifts. This is a portrait of Mrs. Zebulon Butler, who married into the family. She was a donation from a descendant from Tunkhannock, who saw us in the newspaper and gave that house. This is an 1830 baby stroller.
Wow.
It's actually a toy for a kid, but it's dated from the 1830, and that was a wonderful gift, also by supporters. So we're looking for materials to add to the house. Two kind of things we're looking for. We're looking for very old materials related to Wilkes-Barre. So any of the original descendants of the founders of Wilkes-Barre, the people who settled the area, they have stuff in their family that they want to have on display here. So that's stuff from the 1750s to the 1850s, that kind of 100-year period. Second, we're looking for things that have the word Wilkes-Barre on it. Anything from Planters Peanuts to the Boston store to any kind of store that happened to be in downtown, that this whole room would be displayed of Wilkes-Barre memorabilia. So we're really fortunate that we have 2 bedrooms. These 2 bedrooms will be for archival space. So you can see people are giving us stuff already. What I will do with the 2 bedrooms is get acid-free storage boxes. There's certain ways that we store archival material, and these 2 rooms will be a depository for a lot of the early history of Wilkes-Barre. So this is going to be the community room where we can have meetings, people can do research. There'll be obviously a library of books will be put in there as well. This room was the last edition. So the front of the house is 1793, the back of the house is 1960. But I'm glad they had this room. It's a wonderful room. Here you actually see the drawings of the house. The HVAC system is being kindly donated by Power Engineering and Power Mechanic.
Great.
And the Sheet Metal Workers Union is actually teaching their apprentices with this house. So it's actually a wonderful project.
Tony, what you just showed me was absolutely incredible. I can't thank you enough for spending the time. You know, you showed me your personal home. We got to walk down the streets, learn about all the neighbors.
Meet my dogs.
I got to meet your dogs. That was really incredible that you named your dogs after, you know, legends of Wilkes-Barre, right?
Yep.
Like, this is really incredible. And, you know, just seeing the museum is, you know, just, it's amazing. And just your wealth of knowledge and preservation to just preserving everything that's happened in Wilkes-Barre and in our area is truly, like, amazing. You've been helping the community, Tony. How can the community help you?
So there's many ways you can help. One, I love other history nerds. So if you're a young kid, a college kid, or in high school, and you really want to learn history, you can come help me.
Wow.
I can teach you history, but I can also give you internships and we can work together. 2, membership. The simple thing is people can support us and become a member of the Wilkes-Barré Preservation Society, which in turn help the restoration of the Butler House.
Okay.
3, objects and materials. As I talked before, we're looking to collect materials from the federal period. So that's late 1700s, early 1800s. And enjoy our walks. As
Yeah.
we do, we give architectural walks a couple times a year, every year. Been doing it for 21 years now.
Wow.
So you can come, learn more about the history of your city so you can be proud of the place we call home.
So if I want to go on a walk or tour this building, how do we do that?
Contact me. I'll give people personal tours of the house anytime. It's open by appointment, so
Okay.
call. The walks that I do are 3 times a year. They're announced in the newspaper. They're generally every May and September, so you can follow us on the Wilkes-Barré Preservation Society Facebook page. And if you want to become a member, come to our website.
That's awesome. Tony, thank you.
Kurt,
This has
thank
been
you.
absolutely amazing.
Thanks, buddy.